everyone, it is me, Peep, and welcome back once again to Dancing with a Beautiful Robot. Let's just get straight into it, shall we? Along with the clothes, Mettaton ends up bringing you a tray with breakfast. You're calmer when he comes back, but seeing him with the tray makes you smile from ear to ear and want to hide in a hole at the same time. How can you keep your cool around him if he keeps doing things like this? It's like he specifically chose this week to make your life more difficult. Thankfully, Mettaton doesn't seem affected by you practically sleeping on top of him yesterday and talks to you normally. It seems like you can keep your job for a bit longer. After taking a shower and eating breakfast, you have to go. Mettaton tells you to go first to avoid any suspicion. Thank you, boss, for everything. Anything for you, love? Oh, I love him so much. You breathe in deeply, wishing he'd stop saying things like that and spare your heart. I love how oblivious we are to him. He's probably so sad, like, oh, just get it already. I'm trying to flirt with you. And we're like, nope, cannot be the case. This can't be the case. This is not the case. We have practice today. Don't be late like last time. You can't hurry beauty and grandeur, darling. You sigh. He'll probably be late, and most likely because he'll be busy choosing an outfit in the middle of the thousands of clothes he has. He kisses you on the cheek, catching you off guard. What the hell, dude? I can't believe this. You blink a couple times, and as he grins at you, I'll be there. Oh my gosh, you resist putting a hand over your cheek and nod. That's good. See you then. Oh my gosh. I love him. You almost run as you make your way to the elevator, your heart betraying you and beating like you're running a marathon. This week isn't your week. It is our week, though. It is our week. You don't get it. This is our week. In the past 2 years, you were able to keep your cool around your boss despite your growing feelings, and now it seems like everything is working against you, even your boss. It seems like his flirting intensified to a whole new level this week. You blame the sensual theme. When you finally enter your studio, thankfully, having not been spotted by anyone, someone is already there waiting for you. Archie? How'd you get in here? You're astonished as Archie turns around to face you. The door was opened. Your brows furrow as you recall what happened the night before. Maybe Mettaton forgot to lock it when he left with you. I've been waiting here for some time. Where were you? Archie tilts his head and you can't help the nervous twist in your stomach as you quickly try to make up an excuse. At the cafeteria. Archie gets a little closer to you, narrowing his eyes. Is that lipstick on your cheek? No? Your heart skips a beat and you quickly put a hand on your cheek, cursing inwardly. Why did Mettaton have to be wearing lipstick? You weren't meeting with anyone, were you? The band. I know about the band. You say as you rub your cheek, trying to get the mark off. Archie glares at you, a serious expression on his face. Good. Ugh, I don't like that. This person scares me, okay? The tone of his voice makes anger bubble in your veins, and you decide to change the subject swiftly before he can ask any more questions. Do you need something from me? The publicity's team wants to know if the dance is already done. You narrow your eyes slightly, not understanding why Archie has to come all the way here just to ask that. He could have just phoned you. It is. Archie opens his mouth to say something, but you interrupt him, your patience coming to an end. I really need a policy choreography before the backup dancers arrive, so... He glances at the door, and Archie narrows his eyes before nodding. Alright, we'll talk later. Have a good day. Oh, gosh, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I don't want to be mean. You nod, watching him leave. When the door closes, you lean on the bar near the mirror for support. Inspecting your cheek, you can still see the faint mark of Mettaton's lipstick. This was close. Too close. Well, of course, Mettaton did it on purpose. If Archie had found out that you had slept in Mettaton's flat, he'd do everything to preserve the robot's image. And that meant he'd convince the entire company to fire you on the spot. You spend the day teaching the new choreography to the backup dancers and rehearsing the older songs. It helps take your mind off things. Everyone is eager to learn to do their best at their performance. Even though you're focused, laughter fills the room every now and then, and you smile, being happy to be a part of its group. The next step is to polish the movements, which also takes some time. Learning the choreography is essential, but it requires a lot of attention. The dance isn't so complicated because of the limited amount of time you had, but it's still challenging. And hopefully, along with the Naps of Luke's song and Mettaton's and Sheeran's voices, it'll send the message to your boss wants. It's already late afternoon when the dancers leave, shuffling their feet and groaning. You aren't in a better state, but you have to keep going and go over to Mettaton's part of the dance, since he'll come today to learn it. You dance for a few more minutes until your body screams, enough is enough, and you have to take a break. Sitting down on the ground, you look at the clock. 1 more minute and your boss will be late. Darling! You almost jump out of your skin at the loud voice. I don't know why I said it in that weird voice, but oh well. Mettaton enters the room holding a pink plastic bag in one hand. You know, humans usually knock. I'm no human, darling. You give him a deadpan face and he laughs. Shaking your head and laughing along with him, you get up and he offers you the pink bag. What is it? You look inside suspiciously, seeing bright packages of food and drinks, all MTT branded. Are they the human versions? Mettaton rolls his eyes before grinning. Of course, darling. You take a can of a human safe with a human safe sticker on it from the bag and open the drink. When you begin working for him, he gave you an MTT drink he bought from the underground. He was thinking about selling it on the surface and wanted your opinion. You were glad you asked what it was made of before chugging down the thing, because it was basically a combination of toxic ingredients that would poison you in minutes. After that almost incident, Mettaton created a MTT human-safe version of all his products that were okay for humans to consume and use. Smiling at the memory, you take a gulp of the pink drink, sighing in happiness as the cold feeling slides down your throat. It has an unfamiliar but pleasant taste that resembles strawberry. Ooh. Thank you, boss. I love strawberries. So yummy. After you say that, you see him look away for a split second. You remember what he said earlier about liking being called boss and smirk. Suddenly makes you want to do it more often. Mettaton points to the bag in your hands. I brought food as well, darling. Go on, choose one. You furrow your brows, knowing you should be going over the dance right now. There's no time to eat. You open your mouth to protest when he shakes his head. Don't begin. I bet you haven't eaten anything for hours. Am I right, or am I right, gorgeous? You look away, biting inside your cheek. I don't want you to neglect your health, he says with a gentle voice, making you look at him. We're not starting until you eat. Alright. You roll your eyes and grab a bright purple package from the bag. It has Purplicious written on big letters on it. That's hilarious. You unwrap it and take a bite, sighing in happiness as your appetite grows with each second. The texture of the food reminds you of a muffin, and it melts in your mouth like chocolate. You can't pinpoint what the taste reminds you of, but it's sweet and recharges a bit of your energy. Mettaton watches you eat with attention. You try to eat faster so he'll stop staring at you, but it doesn't work, and you almost end up choking on your food. You decide to just make small talk in hopes of distracting him. It takes a few minutes, but you soon swallow the last bit of food and turn to your boss with an arched brow. Happy now? Thrilled, darling. He poisoned it! He's gonna kill us! After the break, Mettaton takes off his suit and stays in his normal form so that he can move more freely. This form doesn't have his characteristic shoulder blades, since the risk of poking someone's eye out while dancing was real. You've seen him like this before, so it's not that big of a deal, but you sometimes zone out while looking at him. You remember Diana's advice not to stare at his legs and decide to try that. You teach Mettaton his part of the dance, beginning with blocks of movement and then putting everything together. He learns quickly, like always. As you move, showing him the steps, you notice Mettaton's eyes running over your body. You tell yourself he's just paying attention to the movements, but his gaze is strong, and you're afraid to look into his eyes and catch a glimpse of what's in them. You make a couple of steps per time, and he repeats them. This continues until you've gone over all the moves. The way Mettaton moves to the rhythm is fascinating. How the metal plates of his body shift and contort, allowing him to move. You can't help but admire him. After going over the full choreography 7 times, you both call it a day and relax by the window side by side, admiring the darkening sky. The sound of whirling fans fills the room as Metaton cools himself down. You take a big gulp from the other drink he brought you, eyes closing for a moment as you take in the flavor. This one leaves an odd tingling feeling on your tongue, but you wonder if it has magic ingredients in it. The dance is amazing, darling. I can't wait to see it all together. Your smile is full of adoration, and you feel your chest swell with pride. I'm glad you like it, boss. You're gonna call me that every time now, aren't you? You can count on it. He rolls his eyes playfully, and you laugh. So how's the performance and preparations going? It's doing great, darling. Well, he calls us darling all the time, but, we love it too. The show is going to be broadcasted live. Really? That's amazing. You grin happy that it'll probably get a lot of visibility. What about the lyrics? Metaton gazes at large windows before turning back to you. Almost ready. There's something I'm feeling right now that I want to put into the song, but I just can't find the right words. He doesn't sound so sure, so you put your free hand on his shoulder. I'm sure you can do it, boss. He stares at you, and you stare back with a smile. Maybe Metaton has a magnet of some sort, because you see yourself leaning closer and closer to him. The way his pink eyes look at you seems to tug at something deep inside your heart, and your mind can't think of anything but the robot in front of you. Uh-oh, a cell phone rings, breaking you from the daze you were in. You pull back in a rush, heart beating rapidly. Metaton sighs as he answers the phone. Oh no, he obviously wanted to kiss us there, but he couldn't. Hello, I hope you're having good reason to call me, darling. I'm kind of in the middle of something here. You take a gulp from your drink, eyes wide. If that phone didn't ring, you could have kissed your boss. No! You're so close. What do you mean, control yourself? He glances at you before clearing his throat. Fine, I'm going. Metaton finishes the call with another sigh. I must go, darling. The job calls me. Or really, Alphys, since she wants to make some adjustments before the performance. You nod, still shaken at how you reacted before. Your lack of self-control is concerning. This really doesn't seem to be a good week for you. Oh, and Diana showed me the clothes for the show. Are you sure you weren't going to dance with me? You look ravishing in that outfit. Whew. You let out a chuckle, trying not to show how much his compliment is affecting you. You're the one who's going to look ravishing. That's what's important. Metaton looks away, pursing his lips. Alright, fine. But if you're not going to dance, at least come to the venue with me tomorrow, love. You scratch your neck, unsure. Maybe staying closer to your boss at the moment isn't the best idea. Worry settles in your mind that you might do something stupid if you stay alone with him any longer. With that, you almost did a minute ago, being proof of that. Come on, darling. Metaton sees your hesitation and pouts before giving you a pleading smile. You can have a better idea of the stage for the dance, and I can bask in your gorgeous company. Come on, we have to go. You give him a defeated smile, knowing you can't say no to that. Yes! As Metaton leaves to meet up with Alphys, and you're preparing to close the studio, your mind runs wild, trying to understand what the hell happened today. First, you wake up on top of your boss, and just now you almost kissed him. It was like your mind went completely blank, and you could only see Metaton in front of you. It seems like no matter how hard you try to keep yourself in check, your soul does the exact opposite of what you want. It's frustrating to say the least, especially in a delicate situation like this, with Archie now watching your every move. The worst part is that you don't regret any of it. It's a beautiful day outside, and birds are chirping when you arrive with Metaton at the venue where the show will happen. There's one day until the performance, and the preparations are full force, with monsters and humans rushing from side to side, trying to arrange everything in time. Hello, beauties! Metaton opens the doors with a flourish. Everyone smiles when they see him, and you can't help but mimic them, seeing the effect the robot has on everybody. He walks across the room greeting people and monsters with a grin, and you walk by his side, waving at your busy co-workers until Lion approaches Metaton. He nods at you with a smile, and you nod back. The monster shows him a prototype of a dress for a play, while they talk excitedly about fashion trends. You look around the place. You make mental notes about where the dancers would go to change outfits and in which side of the stage they should enter from. Your eyes stop on a person standing a few meters away. Their copper hair is unmistakable. Archie. His words from yesterday come back to your mind, making your brows furrow in annoyance. He begins to look your way, and you turn around, shifting your gaze to Burger Pants, who is talking with two new interns, Bratty and Catty. Soon you can feel your eyes on your back, and you don't have to turn around to know who they belong to. So Diana, the sketch. I'm sure she'll love it. Medicine urges Lion. Why do I keep saying Lion? It's Leon, isn't it? Or is that spelled with an E? I hope I'm not saying his name wrong. I'm just gonna say Lion, okay? Because I think Leon is an E. I don't know. The monster thanks him with a huge grin. Admiration clear in his eyes. Your boss then turns to you after he leaves. Sorry to keep you waiting, beautiful. Come on, the stage is this way. You nod, following him, glad to be away from Archie's scrutinizing eyes. Alright, that is it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed, and I think the next one will be the last one. So again, leave a like and subscribe so you can be up to date whenever I post the next one. And with that, I'll see you all later. Goodbye, everyone.